Look, I gotta take it as much as I can dish it out, man. And the Clippers, I don't think they're going to. I believe that they're going to come out with a vengeance in Game 6 tomorrow night and win against the Denver Nuggets. I don't think that they're going to make another mistake like they did in Game 5. I don't think they're going to do that. Now, one of the things that bothered me about the Clippers is the fact that as great as they potentially can be, oftentimes this team does take its foot off the gas. And, sometimes, you can attribute that to boredom, maybe. Maybe even, some coaching miscues as far as what the guys are doing out there on the court. Lack of communication. Sometimes, offensively, these guys aren't on the same page. Sometimes there's too much. I was on the chat just now with LB, and Gideon made this point. Shout out to Gideon, one of my subscribers. Sometimes they do get too ISO heavy. And, the Clippers are at their best when they play as an overall team. I don't like when they start shot jacking. Paul George was doing that toward the end of the game. Now, yeah, you statistically, if you look at the box score, you'll be like, you can't really blame Kawhi. He had 36 points. But in a sense, yes, you can. Because Kawhi, to me, at the end of the game, and this is the difference between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, why I might stop making the Kawhi, Kobe, Jordan comparisons for a while. Kawhi had 36 points, and he did hit some big threes at the end. But why was he selling for threes? This isn't James Harden, who has no off-ball game. Okay? Kawhi, to me, should have got the ball. Look, do the LeBron James thing. You're big enough and strong enough. You're 6'7", 6'8". You're 200 and probably 35, 40 pounds. Okay? With that incredible length. Look, man, get to the foul line. Go to the basket. Stop settling for threes. Or do something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like how he was just settling for threes. And he wasn't aggressive enough to me down the stretch of that game. And as a consequence, they blew their lead. Now, the Lakers almost blew their lead the night before, but that was primarily because of LeBron James' stat pattern. This game was just a complete breakdown by Denver, both defensively and offensively. You know what I'm saying? Denver is a really good team. Okay, they've been a really good team for a couple of years now, and I think the future is very bright for Denver. Okay, eventually. You don't want to give Denver any hope that they can win this series. That's the difference between, most superstars and a Kobe Bryant, and especially Mike. Michael Jordan wanted to kill you permanently. He did not want you to have anything. He did not want you to have any belief whatsoever that you could beat his team. Okay? You guys, look, just think about this. When Dennis Rodman went down, when he was injured, I'll say, in that 97 series against Atlanta Hawks, and he wasn't rebounding well, he wasn't playing well, he was disgruntled. I remember Jordan. This is the same guy that people always say, oh, he can't rebound. He only averaged 6 rebounds. Jordan led the Bulls in that series with almost 10 rebounds a game In one of those games, he had 18 rebounds. Okay? Whatever it took, he was going to do whatever it took to win the game. If he had to be a playmaker, Michael would get a triple-double. Okay? If it took that. If it took him having to score 50 points to win the game, he was going to do that. He did whatever it was that the team needed for him to win. Okay? This is what gets lost over the years. Oh, he was just a scorer. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Same thing with Kobe. Kobe could have racked up triple-doubles if he wanted to. And I saw games where other guys got involved. Kobe might not have been making his shots. Now, down the stretch, if they needed a bucket, Kobe would do it. But I've seen games where Kobe was a playmaker and might have had 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. But he wasn't out there padding his numbers at the end and ensured he had a triple-double. But this is what people don't get, man. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not going to until Kawhi, in my eyes, consistently does it on that level, I'm going to shy away from keep comparing him to Mike and Kobe. He's still the best player in the league, but that's a rare air. You know what I'm saying? And Mike and Kobe would not have allowed that to happen. They would not have allowed the Clippers to blow that double-digit lead late in the game. They wouldn't have allowed it. I'm not saying that the Nuggets went on a run, but they damn sure would have made sure that they wouldn't have won that fucking game. Period. Okay? So for me, that's on the Clippers. You could blame a little bit of Doc Rivers maybe with his coaching or lack of, adjustments or, getting his guys to, I guess, basically calm the fuck down and get on the same page altogether. Okay? But with Kawhi being a leader, it's on him. I know he had 36 points. Okay? But I think, like I said, I don't know if I said this yet, but he was settling too much for that. This isn't James Harden. He has an off-ball game. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was just settling and was being too passive at the end of that game. Maybe he thought, I don't know. I don't know what it is. All I know is this. It's nice that the Clippers are focusing on LA. But that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is, of course, to win a championship. And you got to beat the team that's in front of you. And Denver has already shown that they got what it takes to come back from a 3-1 deficit. Okay? They already did it in the first round. And I'm going to tell you something. If Denver would have come back and win this series, I don't think they're going to do that. But if they were able to do that, then my proclamation of Kawhi being the best player in the league goes away. Just like it did with me and LeBron 9 years ago when he had the worst performance by a so-called superstar in the finals. I no longer call LeBron James the best player in the league anymore until he redeemed himself in the next finals. Okay? I don't know if people remember that, but I used to be a LeBron fan, and even I said that. I said, you know what? At this point, I can't say he's the best player in the league anymore. And I recanted that in 2012. So that's the thing, man. Playoffs, this is what a lot of young guys don't understand. The playoffs is a different beast from the regular season. That's why I'm not easily impressed by a guy averaging 30 points or dropping 50 against the Hawks or 55 against the Knicks. I've seen better players do it against better teams in my life. It might impress you guys. I've seen better. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess, you know what I'm saying, a young buck can fuck some old scraggly, tattooed, heifer. And, he, some stripper bitch, and he be in love with her, but, I done seen better, and been with better. And she ain't shit to me. And you'll just call me a hater. It's like, nah, I just have just seen better. I've experienced better. And you know what I'm saying? I just, it is what it is, man. But at the same time, you got to tip your hat to Denver, man. Scrappy comeback. I was very impressed with the way that Denver didn't give up. There was a Paul Millsap sighting in this particular game, and that was a cold-blooded three by a guy who has been killed in the media over the past 36 hours, and Michael Porter Jr. That was a huge three-pointer that he hit, and that right there shows you what type of mentality he has. And it kind of a little bit, I'm not trying to go there because this guy's is at the very beginning of his career, but the way he demanded that he be in the offense more, the way he hit that three, kind of remind you a little bit. Maybe he got that Mamba mentality, But this Denver team, man, this might be a team to watch, man, in the future. But they got to come back and do something, man. Because the Clippers lose this next game. You never know what can happen in Game 7. And if they lose, I'm not going to hear the end of it. I know it. I know I'm not going to hear the end of it. But it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think.